Yeah. So, talking a little bit about back to the basics. When you're in a fight or when you're playing a football game or when you're doing something and things don't work out, usually reverting back to the basics is a good idea. Now, I'm not going to speak too much about fighting or football or whatever because I'm not really a sports guy. Neither am I a fighting guy. I really don't know that much about fighting. But this is what all the, you know, experienced people are telling me. This is what all the people with experience and who know a lot about fighting and football and so on would say. Go back to the basics. Maybe you're not covering yourself enough. Maybe, if you're in boxing, maybe your guard sucks. Maybe your head movement sucks. Maybe you need to step backward more. Maybe you need to tuck your chin down, whatever. And in football, maybe you need to look out for your fellow teammates. Maybe you need to place yourself and position yourself elsewhere. Maybe you should work on the basics of positioning instead of pretending that you want to score as many goals as possible, etc., etc. Well, the same applies to business. If you feel that your sales are dwindling, if you see the profits aren't as high as before, then it's time to go back to the basics. What are we really trying to do here? Why aren't people buying my services or products? Why can't I sell more? Are my prices too high? Do I really touch on what people need? Are they sold on what I'm providing for them? Do they think that what I deliver is as valuable as what I think? And so on and so forth. Do I trigger any emotions within them when I make my sales, when I'm pitching them? Do I really touch on what they want to hear, what they need to hear, what they can't be without? So if I were to take an example, let's say that my computer broke down and I needed a new computer. You could pitch to me any sort of iPad or iPhone, or iPad and iPhone product placement, but any sort of phone and or tablet that you would have in the world. The best iPad, the best Samsung tablet, the best Sony tablet, whatever, the best Windows tablet, the best iPhone, the best Google phone, the best Samsung phone, whatever. And it wouldn't have mattered at all because I wanted a new computer, right? I wanted either a new PC or a new Macintosh, right? Not a tablet, not a phone, but a computer. So you could have run the most worn down computer store in the world with slappy slogans, horrendous copywriting, awful marketing, and I would still show up. I would even go as far as driving a long way to the store just because I needed a computer there and then. It wouldn't have mattered so much if you were a Mac or a PC. I just needed a computer. Do you understand the importance of that? And do you also understand the importance between phone, tablet, and computer? So if you're selling all the best tablets in the world and all the best phones in the world, well, guess what? It doesn't really matter because I need a computer in this time and moment, right? Let's say this glass bottle breaks and I want a new glass bottle for my to sip my water from. Well, you can sell me the best plastic bottle in the world and I wouldn't care because I want glass. I want glass. So, if there are two stores and one store is just 10 feet away and it sells all the best plastic bottles of water or that could hold water or any other liquid, and there is a second store that sells these awesome glass bottles, but it's 100 miles away, I'm going to order, and if possible, I'm actually going to drive 100 miles just so I can get my damn glass bottle, because it's the glass bottle that matters in the moment. To me, it's very, very important to drink water from my glass bottle because I don't want microplastics in my body. So you can keep your little fancy-ass plastic bottle store, and you can you can advertise for it as much as you want in my vicinity, and I will still not buy it. It's the same thing when it applies to your phone and tablet store, because in the moment I want a computer. Think about that. So how do you do that with respect to your marketing? Because if you're pitching a plastic bottle to somebody who wants a glass bottle, then they don't want to buy from you. If you're pitching service A to somebody who really needs service B, well, then they're not going to buy from you. Think about that. That's where real persuasion comes in. If you want to learn more about persuasion with respect to business and so on, then get subscribed to my email list. The link to those in the episode description wherever you're watching or listening to this, and I'll see you there.